As promised, we're now joined by Paul LaMonica. We're talking a little bit about Target today. Mr. LaMonica, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty well. What'd you make of Target's earnings report this week?
Yeah, the results were obviously not very good. I mean, inflation clearly, while moderating, has been a problem for the company. Growth rates were pretty sluggish, and the company warned of softening sales trends, going forward, and that sales could actually drop in the second quarter. But what really caught my attention was not just the macro concerns about inflation, but Target talking about how they've been dealing with this organized retail crime theft problem, and that is something that has led to quote unquote inventory shrink, which someone joked on my Twitter feed today, that sounds like George Costanza's Seinfeld excuse from the bathing suit episode. But this is obviously a big problem for Target that is going to cause a $500 million hit to profits because they are taking more steps to try and fight this issue of shoplifting and crime in the stores.
When we talk about organized retail crime, how does that work with a store on the scale of Target?
Yeah, they didn't really give firm details of exactly who the bad actors were, but obviously we're talking about major theft of goods happening at a very high level, not just your typical I'm going to walk in the store and swipe a toy type of thing. I mean, it's obviously something that is systemic and is a big problem, so much so that, again, what really struck me is that the company said that they're doing everything they can to make sure that their customers and their employees remain safe. But if this problem persists, this is the line that struck me. They said that they're going to focus on managing the financial impact on the business so they can continue to keep stores open, which seems the implication there is that if this problem doesn't abate, they may have to shut down temporarily or permanently, but they may have to shut down some stores to really get this under control. So, Target stock has really taken a hit lately on this. I think it's definitely an issue.
Paul, here's the question that I have on this. I don't recall, and granted, we're not all retailers tend to report later in earnings season than other companies do. I have not seen many other mentions of this being an increasing problem amongst publicly traded retailers to this point. Anecdotally, there's all kinds of stuff out there about the increase in theft. I don't debate that.
Right.
But why have I not seen other publicly traded retailers noting the problem at the scale that Target is?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know if Target is being, pardon the pun, targeted more because of it's a mass merchandise retailer. It has a lot of things that people might want. But to your point, I mean, Walmart hasn't really discussed this as being an issue. So, there definitely, I think, are going to be some skeptics who wonder whether or not, Target's been criticized by some on social media for quote-unquote woke politics. Is that an issue? I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, I think there's also, the fact that if this is a company that's maybe making an excuse for poor sales overall, something that maybe they can say is not just about the weakening economy. I mean, we've definitely had a lot of retailers, historically blame things like the weather when their results are bad. So I think that there definitely is something to be said for the fact that you don't hear that many other retailers talking about this as a problem industry large.
Very good. Paul, appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much for the time, and I hope you have a great weekend.
You too, guys.